Sounds good. Good evening. My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big Go Belt Media. Courtney, it's a pleasure to talk to you today. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we got The Strangers Chapter 1 dropping May 17th. I got to go right to the hard questions here. Do we
Go
have
it. Do it.
dates? Do we have
Yeah.
dates for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 yet?
We don't have dates yet, but I can tell you that all the filmmaker team is urging the studio to come as quickly as possible with that stuff because we've been busting our ass to get them done.
Yeah.
We want the fans to just be able to enjoy them as we had our way. All three would be in the theater on May 17th, and you could just go from one theater to the other theater to the other
Insane.
theater. Yeah,
Insane.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
be all for that.
Right, if we had our way, but it's not our choice. They know better. We're going to go with them, and that's
Yeah.
it. But they hear us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. So listen, I got to see footage, and I've obviously got to check the entire thing out now. But I got to see footage at New York Comic Con, I believe San Diego Comic Con, WonderCon, CinemaCon, and one thing I kept raving about was the footage looks insane, but the sound mixing is on another level to the point that I thought I was just a victim of circumstance. I was like, oh, it's just a big theater, or it's just because the presentation was warranting it. But man, once I checked it out, I said, "Oh no, this is the real deal." The sound pipes in hot, it gives you chill, it creates this level of atmospheric horror that I just was not expecting from beginning to end. Can you talk about that element and how important for was it for you all to bring that in that rate?
Well, first of all, what I'd say to you is this, okay? Because we worked real hard on that. And that was a big deal. And I think that's one thing that makes horror movies a theatrical experience is, like a Marvel event film. You want to go hear it with that sound. It's different than in your living room. It's different than on your computer. You feel the movie. So I'm so happy you said that. Listen, I've been doing all the mixing in London actually, as part of the way we set all these up. So we go out there literally for like a month and a half to get the color and the mixing done, and we painstakingly went through every single thing that you've appreciated, which is why I'm so happy to hear that. Every sound that we created, when we take the sound away from you, and for example, you're just hearing the clock and the fire and the wind chimes and nothing else. There was music on that scene, for example, and a bunch of other ones fully composed over the whole scene, which we worked on really hard to put together. And we just were sitting there on the stage and we're like, no, just pull it all out. Just pull it all out. And now let's just hear this. Let's just hear that. So it is super important. It was meticulously done. I'm so thrilled, like really, to hear you say that. I just can't tell you because we worked real hard. And it is a big part of, creating that experience for the audience and that fear and that tension and that
Yeah.
suspense, which is something that our mind was just at all the way through making this. Without that, wouldn't be the same movie. Wouldn't be the same
Man,
movie.
agreed. Agreed. It's like you read my review
100%.
or something.
Yeah, you had a great ear, my friend. You got a great ear.
Now, for somebody, I consume a lot of horror, with a big horror enthusiast and fan. One thing I did notice with the film is that y'all decided to reel back on the gore and the brutality at moments where you could easily have shown it. And I know how the blood and blood budgets works and whatnot, but in fact, I felt like it was a good compromise by the sound again. Can you talk about, was that also a part of the plan, was to pull back on the visual aspects of things so that the sound can drive the horror?
Partially, right? Partially, but it was also, how we all say it's always going to be worse the way you imagine it than the way that we can actually show it to you. And we've all said that. We all know that
Mm.
to be true. So it's like there's a moment where there's a body at the bottom of stairs, and you know what I'm talking about, and saying there. And we sort of cognizantly, this week, cognizant decision. So it's again, you really are nailing it. We're like, let's just give a little glimpse of that. Now, we could have, say, done, and you'll understand what I'm saying, this, and you could have had that too. It wasn't a budget issue at all. That would have been totally fine to do. We carry through with that in all the chapters.
Mm.
So, literally on purpose, we let you know what happened. We give you a glimpse, and sometimes we even don't, so that you can imagine what that would
Mm.
look like in your own head as the viewer of the film. It's a cognizant choice all the way through the entire three chapters.
This isn't a film, Courtney. This is an experience, and I will continue to promote it in that fashion. But until the world gets to check it out May 17th, Courtney, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. And I'll be back for chapter 2 and 3. So let's make it
Well, I want
happen.
to talk to you again, so I'll make sure that we talk longer next time.
My man, I appreciate it so much. You have a good rest of your day.
All right, thank you.